BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey, I'm Sam, I'm your Thursday guy for BodyBags, and this week I am doing Renfield. Now I know what you're thinking. Sam, why'd you pick that movie? Why Renfield? Like, come on, there's no point in the movie. That's just blah, blah, blah. Or, my bad. Blah, blah, blah. It's just, another one of those Dracula movies. No, but here's the thing. This one was different. Because it wasn't a Dracula movie. It was a Renfield movie. That's why it was called Renfield, obviously. But here's the thing. Whenever you have an actor that makes a movie better, whether it's for the better or the worse, or just makes the movie more funnier, I guess, I don't know. That's probably what I should say instead of worse. Then you give that movie, you give that actor, you give that, it's props. And here's what I gotta give Renfield, because, man, that was a really good movie. So here's what I'll do. I'm gonna give you the gist of the movie right now, then I'm gonna talk about it, then spoilers, or I'll just talk spoilers. So here's the thing. If you don't want to know anything about this movie, but you want to watch it, watch that movie right now. Like, come on, watch the movie right now. Stop what you're doing. Pull up your NCG, AMC, whatever theater's near you. See when they're playing it, and then go watch it. Go. Now, watch it. Now, watch it. It's right over there. Watch the movie before you can't. Because once you can't, it's too late. So here's the thing. I'm going to talk about the movie, and then my thoughts on it. You know what? My thoughts first, and then I'll tell you at least a little bit about it. I love this movie. Going into the movie, I thought it was just going to be an okay movie, and Nicolas Cage was going to carry it. And then when I was done with the movie, I was like, Nicolas Cage was like 10 times, greatness. But it felt like it wasn't just him that was like, it was like, he was being him, but then all the other actors, the script, everyone else was trying their very best as well to, like, be good, be great in this movie. It wasn't like, you know what I guess it felt like? Jeremy Jahns put it best. It felt like two movies that ended up being combined because the two directors / two writers of the movies only had 45 minutes each. And they're like, oh, I got this movie. Oh, I got this movie. But, anyway. So, Renfield is about, obviously, Renfield. If you know about Dracula, the whole idea of Dracula is that he's from Transylvania, Dracula, and he goes to London. Now, he ends up dying in the end, but in Renfield, he doesn't. Renfield is basically his servant in the book, which is like a very tiny, small role. But in this movie, he's like the main character, obviously. So the idea is that, I guess you could say, if Dracula from the 30s, if Dracula, say, won in the end, kind of thing. That's like, I guess, this alternate reality. Because basically this Dracula, if you've seen the trailers, this Dracula that Nicolas Cage plays as is basically the Bela Lugosi Dracula from the 30s, I think. Whenever that came out. 80, 90 years later, Renfield's still a servant, but Renfield is growing tired of it. He's very, like, depressed. He, is trying to figure out what he should do, what he can do, because he can't just leave Dracula. Because they have, like, a relationship. And it was very interesting. Well, I can't even say, I can't say that because that's spoiling. I'll just go over it quickly and then do spoilers. So, alright, so basically, Renfield's trying to escape Dracula, can't really do it. He's kind of shy, he's not really that confident, but as the movie goes on, more and more dramatic stuff ends up happening to the point where he ends up trying to actually break away from Dracula, I guess. But that's basically how it is. Now, spoilers. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, get out. I already told you to get out. You shouldn't be here anymore. Spoilers. Basically, the relationship between Dracula and Renfield is kind of like a very toxic relationship, like in the trailer, except when they were saying, oh, it's a toxic relationship, it's like, you know, it looked like they're partners or they're friends, but it's like, it seems like they're like, it's kind of like a boyfriend-girlfriend kind of thing, where Dracula is the girlfriend, the very toxic girlfriend, and Renfield's the very shy, soy boy kind of guy, except as the movie goes on, he ends up breaking away from that, ends up being a little better of a, you know, ... So, like, hearing some of, like, the quotes from Dracula, and, like, towards the beginning, was very interesting, because it was like, huh, that really sounds like a toxic girlfriend. Like, gaslighting you, XYZing you, like, oh, everything that's wrong with your life is you, and I'm the only person that can save you, kind of thing. Which was very interesting. I'm definitely gonna have to get some kind of, like, director's cut or whatever of this, or collector's edition, whatever you want to call it. I need to get that kind of version of this, because it feels like what the director wanted was to make a very modern movie using a lot of modern stuff to kind of say, I don't know, ... my point of view, which was really nice seeing it. And it was like very subtle, but you could see it. If you know what you're looking for, you can see it. Or if you're just so used to what you know, and you just happen to see it, kind of thing. It's like, you know, yeah. So there's like alright, so as I was saying, there's like a few notions throughout the movie that are like, hey, my point of view, or at least like what I know about XYZ. This is like the same thing. For instance, if you've seen the trailer, you know that there's the support group that Renfield's with. In the very beginning of the movie is that support group, and it's like one of the people in it is like going through their experience or whatever, and it's so hilarious because, well, it's so hilarious. Well, they're like, so it's a woman. She's like, so my boyfriend was like, when we first started, it was like really great. It was really nice, and, you know, all, but like, he's like such a D word. He's such a bad person, man. Like, he's so mean and inconsiderate. He's like, oh my god. But like, you know, when we first started, it was great, and like, you know, he's this, he's that, and then just being so upset on like small things. It just seems like watching it, she seemed like one of those modern day city women where they aim for like the top 5-10% of guys, and if you have any flaw, they just throw you in the trash, or, you know, they're like, oh, I'm done playing with you, like the kid from Toy Story said to Woody. But like things like those, very nice. And then there are some quotes at the very end of the movie. I'm not gonna go over them, okay? There's a line. I'm not gonna spoil the entire movie. I thought they were really nice because they kind of talked about the afterlife, and it was in a comedic sense, but, you know, if you think about it, it was very interesting. Because, yeah, I'm not gonna go and like just spoil it. Watch the movie, and maybe what I'll do is in a week or less, I'll make another review on Renfield, except it's going to be so much more in-depth, maybe even 10 minutes longer kind of review, and put it on my channel. And then y'all could watch that if you want. But in the end of the day, this was a very, very nice movie. With just how the movie ends up going, it's about an hour and a half, and it's very comedic, obviously. It's a fun ride to watch, to be on, I guess. And honestly, dude, there was nothing like, there's nothing like really wrong with the movie. Now, maybe I only watched it once, so maybe if I go and watch it again, I'm like, okay. There was some cheesy moments, some kind of moments. Honestly, I think the only real like negative with the movie is that it reminded me of Day Shift. I think that's what it's called. It's that Jamie Foxx movie where he plays the vampire hunter. How Renfield plays out felt like that, in which kind of felt, I guess. But other than that, I mean, like, the movie was just really nice. I thought it was nice. Maybe I'd have to go and watch the other movie. I haven't seen Day Shift. All I really know is how the movie goes. I just happened to watch one of those 10-minute videos on how the movie went. And it just, it sounds about the same. I just don't know how long that movie is. Probably the same. But anyway, it was a very nice movie. Obviously, Nicolas Cage playing as Dracula is like one of the best things ever. Like, come on, who's gonna say no to that? Some person that does not know who Nicolas Cage is, who's a big vampire guy, or Dracula guy, and then sees Nicolas Cage and is like, oh, he's gonna play Dracula? What? But, like, that's the only person that's gonna say no to this. Like, come on. Anyone in their right mind's gonna look at it and be like, yes! After all, it's not his first time playing a vampire. I guess, alright, one more thing. There's like 2 more things I want to talk about, but I'm gonna skip the one for my actual review. Just because I can't just let this time limit go on for so long. So if you watch the trailer for Renfield, there's that priest that you see that's with the hunters trying to kill Dracula. That's someone, as a cameo, obviously, that's someone, and I didn't even know when I watched it. I had to be, I was enlightened by my father. Ooh. He sent me this article that was like about like, oh yeah, that priest that you saw in Renfield, he actually plays da da da, and I was like, oh my god, really? That's crazy. You had to tell me. I know who it is. I want you to go back over the trailer, or if you watch the movie, go back and remember that scene, remember that face, and then go and tell me who that guy is without cheating and looking on IMDb. And your only hint is that he was one of the main characters in an older vampire movie. And so when I saw that, I was like, that's him? And I looked at pictures, I'm like, that could be him. That's not that bad. That's pretty cool. And again, it's a long period of time, but, still. It felt weird. That's like, that's him? Wow, that's crazy. But, anyway. So, yeah, in the end of the day, I know that's, like, the 3rd time I said that. Anyway. Renfield was a really nice movie. Funny movie. A lot of blood, a lot of language, which was expected if you've seen the trailer. A lot of cheesy blood, I guess. It was a lot of CGI blood, to be honest. I think there were some practical effects, but for the most part, it was just, CGI, or at least it looked like CGI. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like CGI. If I had to rate this movie right now, I would probably have to give this movie, like, an 8.3. Like, dude, it's up there. With the only problem being that maybe it's an hour and 30 minutes, maybe it's too comedic, maybe it's XYZ, right? If the movie was more serious and had an extra 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes kind of thing, see what kind of movie it ends up being instead, because you probably could. It's just, would it end up feeling like you're dragging it out? And that's the hope, that you're not dragging it out, because that would suck. That would make the movie bad. But for what it is, for how long it is, for what it is, for X, Y, and Z, it's a very nice movie. And if you haven't seen it, and if you're still here watching this without seeing the movie, I can't believe you, because you were supposed to go and watch that movie right now. No, but seriously, if you haven't seen it and you watch this review, please go and watch the movie. It was a very, very nice movie. Go watch it in the theater. I mean, like, here's the thing. When I go and watch movies in the theater, I think it's because of either 2 things. It's either maybe I'm going with some friends, just watching a movie, or I think that the movie's actually be a pretty good, solid movie. And for the most part, when I watch a trailer and I get my diagnosis set up, I'm like 99% correct. And the 1% I was not correct was Cocaine Bear, which wasn't that bad of a movie itself. It's just, it played out differently than I would have would have hoped. But anyways, that's a different subject. Renfield, 8.3. Yes, yes, yes. Go watch it right now. Okay, I have like less than a minute because this is going to be one of the longest and hardest things to upload. I need to talk about this quickly. On my main channel, I uploaded a movie that I made a while ago. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make it like an actual long series or if it was just going to be its own thing. It's its own thing. I posted it. It's about 4 minutes long. Go check it out. It's called Run. It's on my channel. Look down in the description. It's Flying Kite 85, 83. It's like 8 something. I forget. It's something like that. But it's Flying Kite. It's down in the description. Look it up. Watch the video. Watch the short. Tell me how you think of it. If you like it, if you don't like it, be honest, right? If you have any constructive criticism, it will be greatly appreciated. But for the most part, I think it was a pretty solid film. It's about 4 minutes, but anyway. Yeah, that's about it. Renfield, great movie. Check out my short film. It's called Run. And yeah, that's basically everything I'm going to say. This is like the longest review I've ever done in my life. If I did an actual review of Renfield, it's just going to be like, it's going to be longer. Oh man, it's going to be a thing to edit. Anyway, I'm Sam. I'm your Thursday guy for BodyBags. I did Renfield, and I would give this movie an 8.3. Very, very nice movie. Will 100% watch that movie again, and I'll buy it for physical media, just because I can. And, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.